And welcome back to some more Summit 7 American Qualifier action. We are still into the playoffs now, but we are going to be adventuring into the lower bracket. We have Team NP versus SG Esports. We did witness yesterday NP get taken down, a surprise to some, by Digital Chaos 2-0 to get knocked down in this position, while also yesterday SG Esports took on Thunderbirds and ended up falling a bit short. Questionable server situations and a sub had come into play. It seems like those issues are going to be a bit behind us for today's action for MP versus SG Esports. This is going to be a barn burner. I'm excited about it. I'm Dakota from Beyond the Summit, and I'm going to be joined again by Lacoste. Lacoste, welcome back, my friend. Did you enjoy your small break?
Yeah, I got some sandwiches. Meanwhile, the real sandwich, salami and cheese, not the kind of sandwiches you eat with peanut butter and jelly. I still didn't eat those, man. Next time I see you.
10 seconds.
So what Lacoste is referring to is what we call a crustable over here, which is pretty much just a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and it's like, I don't know if it's like factory made or whatever, but it's pretty much just a sandwich you can grab and go, peanut butter and jelly. It's a classic little American treat. So put your coconas up and throw your peanut butter and jellies in the air. And I gotta say, I'm also a fan of salami and cheese, so I won't hate on that. Good sandwich.
All right.
Okay.
All right. We agree then.
We agree. Okay. Let's see how much we can agree about some Dota action here, though. Look at this already coming out. MP, they are taking Dire's side after SG Esports won the coin flip and took first pick. They're going to use that first pick on a Crystal Maiden, but look who gets a couple of sweet, juicy supports here. MP grab up the available Treon Protector and now pair it with the Owie Visage.
Radiant team back.
Yeah, AUI Visage with some flashy plays. I talked yesterday about Visage in general, that he's not being picked so much, and how AUI picked him when he came out, and then, I don't know, kind of disappeared. The only other player I saw playing Visage is Lil, which is his signature hero.
Yeah,
we'll see what he can do in this game. Yeah, Team MP getting rid of Batrider instantly against Treant Protector for those Living Armor instances. Crystal Maiden, nothing new about it. First pick.
Radiant team.
Yeah, this is pretty wholesome right now for SG and what we've seen them been able to pull out multiple times, really in the past. But they have also interchanged a lot of their hero lineups quite a bit. That may be a factor because they've had also kind of different players playing at different times, but they've still been trying to play to their strengths as best as possible. And we're still seeing a lot of, favoritism towards getting more and more of this early Nyx Assassin grab. And I don't know if it's just the value of it being a pickup in the game is just super high, like having him in that new 4 position, or if it's deterring also a lot of good pickups. We know MP to frequently go for stuff like the Ember Spirit, and Nyx Assassin would help deter that as an option.
Yeah, that's true. Nyx Assassin being really popular in these qualifiers, and most of the time it was the position for Nyx Assassin, surprisingly for me though. One thing we didn't mention, for those who didn't watch the qualifier so far, is that MP beat SG Esports during the group stage 2-1.
That's true. They forgot they were matched up in the same group, Group A. And most were considering MP and SG to be the favorites of that group. The other ones in there, of course, were Complexity and Midas Club Elite. It actually almost felt like SG were not going to be able to etch their way out of the group stage. Remember, they went to a full 3-game stretch against Complexity in that final group stage matchup. So they almost didn't make it to the playoffs. And now, well, their tournament life is at risk. Both these teams, the loser of this one is out of their summit running. And we're just going to have to see who's going to be able to take it to the next step. Look at this. Another familiar face coming out for MP. Death Prophet. It feels like they're just going for this hero any chance that they're given. I think they played it both games yesterday in both of their losses, and now it's already coming out again in game number 1.
There is classic Fata hero right there,
Oh, yeah.
DK. And that Prophet, I mentioned how stubborn EE is. He needs to make it work. Like he's not gonna give up until he actually wins the game with DP. They won some 2 days before, but yesterday I think they lost both games. Let me just check real quickly.
No, they did for sure. And yeah, maybe he has a lot of faith in the Death Prophet, and it's like, Death Prophet's great. It's just I need X, Y, and Z to also be there. And now I have Dragon Knight and Visage. I mean, come on, you can't ask for anything better as far as heavy push and strong durability and just having almost a battering ram to shove your way down these lanes and trying to close this game out overall sooner than later. I'm just curious to see how SG want to kind of take that approach. They're not really answering back by playing this for a longer game, like hoping to withstand the push. They might be almost, I don't know, looking to take NP kind of head on with a Darkseer pickup now.
Yeah, I just checked both games. Yeah, it was Death Prophet yesterday, both games, and they lost both games. So they want to make it work. You mentioned Darkseer. That's the only like a big cooldown besides Queen of Pain ulti. But MP is like going all in with this push. They won't push early on, but when Dragon Knight, they need items and levels to actually get some towers. All the heroes, especially Visage and DK.
Yeah. All right, final band's coming out. No Terrorblade. Jug, the final one to get rid of here from Team NP side. They know that it is going to be the HFN hero. We saw him play, I believe, Slark. Weaver was also something else that had popped up.
Yeah, his Weaver is really, really good. And, well, they didn't ban it. They have really good lockdown for Weaver. Silence root from Treant, Dragon Knight stun.
That's true.
Maybe they're not afraid of it. I talked a little bit with SG during the lobby time. They are playing from the same house. They even moved a bit closer to get the better ping when playing online. Usually they are not living together, but they play together from the same house just for the big tournaments.
Did you notice if they there was an agreement about this series in particular before in the and there's the Weaver, and before in past series SG obviously had opted to be able to play on game number 2 what would be considered maybe closer to their home turf on the Brazilian server. Are we going to be? Did you know if they said anything about that for this series, or are we just going to have to find out probably?
No, we're going to have to find out.
This one at least is definitely what, US East for sure. And okay, all right, Earthshaker, huh? Don't get to see that guy very often. And a Mojo Earthshaker. Oh goodness. Oh, I'm excited. Mojo Earthshaker.
I want to see how that works. I mean, I love the line Team NP. They have good initiation, good counter initiation, especially with that Earthshaker and really strong push. If you want to predict, I'll go with Team NP this game. I think the teams are on a similar level of skill right now. But I like their lineup more because they have really good control.
Yeah.
And SG, they need they rely so much on that vacuum wall. If they pull it together like 3-4 heroes, they might win a team fight. But NP heroes are so durable, like Birds, Dead Prophet with Treant Protector, DK,
Living Armor. Oh, it's just gonna be tough. It's a really strong. I feel like I want to say easy to play, but you know, it's I'm not. I would imagine if their skill level, this is a easier to execute kind of a lineup, very durable, very defensive. It's pressure on SG to kind of outskill them a bit. I mean, if we can get a King RD Nyx performance like we saw performance from Misery, I know they ended up dropping those games, but remember Misery's Nyx game earlier? That was amazing. Like 4, maybe 5 courier kills, set up many kills across the map. Maybe he can play that kind of feisty and be able to approach some opportunities for SG to kind of get a good head start. But I would side with you that it's feeling like a pretty strong draft for MP. We'll just have to see how it goes. It's game number 1. Towers suck.
Still not fixed.
Yeah, but they both seem to have a lot of money here. If you look at the towers, MP has a much scarier, darker, evil-looking tower, which says they have a lot of money. And SG Esports have kind of a evil tower, but not super scary. So they have some money, but not as much as Team NP, it would appear. That's all I get out of that, really.
Yeah, the SG towers look really, really cool.
They both look pretty cool, but okay, uh-oh. Okay, well, off to a really good head start already. It's going to be SG, and it takes some really not too much effort to possibly be getting the first blood, and of all people to grab it. It's going to be ADR. Hello, and welcome to the game, NP.
The Treant Protector, did he place a ward? No, he just TP'd. Okay, there is one deep ward on the hill, actually.
Oh, I see. Oh, you do not see that ward come out at the start of the game very often, but maybe they're anticipating there's going to be a fair amount of movement between the two lanes, or maybe some jungle action there they want to keep an eye on.
Well, it's a Dark Seer, so if he can't stand on the lane, he'll just try to go to Forest Farm, and Treant Protector with Nature's Guys can just leech some XP there. They're going in again with Visage and the Treant Protector.
I mean, they're going to be too late to obviously contest the bounty rune, but oh, they're trying to do that play.
Thing.
Did they do that last time? Was it who did it?
No. Misery and Saxa did that with the Nyx Assassin and something else. Warlock, Nyx
Look at that. He rounds the corner, goes the longer road, but he still ends up finding the tree. And this, in classic fashion, the tree gives the Queen of Pain a couple of good high fives to start the laning phase out, a.k.a. punches to the face. And now he has to go through a little bit of regen early, but we are going to get the laning phase underway here. Tavo already going to be feeling a little bit of that early game pressure, no surprise. And definitely once Pylai Die rotates over, he could be in a world of hurt now. He's only level 1, so he doesn't have the surge. He's going to be forced to go for the TP, and that's the smart play to take. He has to go right to the showers here as he hits the shrine. And we'll have to start jungling his way to secure the surge.
Yeah, did they lose creep equilibrium? Not. They can take it back. On top, meanwhile on the bottom, MSS with that Fisher block is gonna get some serious XP on bottom.
A warm welcome back to the off-lane Earthshaker. Not something we get to see very often, but what are your feelings really about it? We saw it there at the end, but do you feel like this is the right time, right place for it? Is there anything else I'm missing that might justify why the Earthshaker is the good pick right now?
Well, it's the good, if they try to go on them with, like during the mid-game fights with that vacuum wall, there's not much initiations behind that. Nyx Assassin, he can just cancel the whole fight with it. And all the heroes are so fat, it's going to be really hard to take down. Offlane, not really a popular offlane pick, but still some teams pick it and they make it work.
MSS trying to maybe get a bit invasive there in hopes of stealing up a 2-minute bounty rune or catching at least another rune on the way, but King RD grabs it up for himself, a sweet little arcane treat. MSS will be forced to hit the shrine and heal on up, while King RD also grabs up the bounty rune on the MP side. So, good extra bit of gold coming his way as they reset back into the lane. You know, unfortunately for MSS, his fallback jungling options aren't nearly as easy as some of the other heroes, aka the Darkseer on the other side, for example.
Yeah, he's not really like a Crawling Blade carrier.
Yeah.
Iron Talon doesn't do that much damage to creeps in jungle.
He's going to be looking to make it work, just has to watch out. You could see even on the mini-map, those supports are just walking in that alley nearby, hoping to get the jump onto MSS. They even have that high ground vision, and they're thinking about going for the dive. Even with the creep wave coming in, MSS is going to be forced to step off. He does have the fissure ready, just in case, unless King RD somehow finds a way to get to that level 2 and get some mana burn pickup. But it looks like there'll be no hard commitment. And Pylai Die has also shown up. Look at this, though. Beautiful fissure block going to be there. It catches the cat inside. And now it's trying to hiss its way all over the place. It ends up going down. Good scratching right there. Pylai Die picks it up.
On top lane, Visage managed to get level 3 already with Grave Chill level 2. Interesting build.
Favoring the extra bit of slow, it would seem. but getting so much XP by just jungling on the side. I'm not sure if it's a benefit on being able to go against a Darkseer why you would favor the extra bit of slow, but oh, AK missed that one. HFN able to kind of get the upper edge onto MSS and takes him down, it looks like.
Well, it's if Surge is level 1, it's 3 seconds, and duration on level 2 Grave Chill is 4 seconds, so you're still gonna have that extra second if he uses it. It's a good thinking, but Darkseer's gonna get level 4, get level 2 Surge, so...
Okay. For a while there, Pi had his level 3, but had only invested the 1 point into Lead Seed. It was hard to see at the time if maybe the quick jump into 2 points of Living Armor, which he finally decided on, if he had done it earlier, if it could have been something to save Mojo or not, but he does end up deciding to go all in on the Living Armor. So no early Nature's Guise for this tree, so you're not going to be seeing him looking to be too invasive or, you know, trying to get any sort of bash setups right now. But more pressure onto MSS. It looks like Frostbite's going to be there. They time it out, get the stun follow-up. Can MSS find his way past everybody? They're waiting to maybe stun him with the Carapace, but eventually he's able to get off a Totem Slam, and even though he gets dropped, he manages to take one with him.
Yeah, he still gets the XP before he dies, so it's still fine for the Earthshaker. He's level 4 right now. Was there 3 and heal? No, it was not ready.
How's our mid lane going over here? It looks like we have a ADR Quap, 28 and 10, and Fata currently 22 and 1. So the Queen of Pain etching this one out. Probably not a surprise to too many, but no kill threats really.
Oh, he tried to bottle up, and Nyx Assassin TP'd to refill the bottle, but the bottle came in his backpack, so it wasn't ready for 6 seconds, and he couldn't refill it.
Oh,
sadly.
Unfortunate there. Still trading a bit towards the mid lane. A Living Armor will have to come out for Fata on that one. And here's King RD yet again. Hanging around that bottom tier 1, hoping to etch his way for a pickoff on the MSS, forcing him back and continuing to kind of wait. He's at level 4 right now. And you compare that thing over to Darkseer, who's just got his level 5.
Darkseer, with that bad start, I mean, he's really not on the lane. He's just jungling. That's the only thing he can do. Oh, ADR missed a Shadow Strike on mid. He used it on a creep.
Oh, and Fata's going to be able to kind of continue to get that clarity off, it would appear. ADR has said, we'll step off. A free DD rune is waiting for him at the bottom. His team's there to assist him with that. And everything kind of proceeds on forward. C4T, actually, get back there and get that bounty rune. What are you doing? There you go. And we'll possibly rotate on over to the mid lane now. He's got level 4, so Crystal Nova is now going to be online, so they have some more slow for any sort of possible future setup. But steady as she goes here. Top CS in the game still belongs to Envy, way up at that top lane, 45 and 18. HFN just trailing behind a bit, 38 to 16 here. Envy's build-up we've been seeing in the past couple of Death Prophet games. I mean, he's been trading up Death Prophet between him and Fata, but any reason we should suspect anything different at all in this one? As like a Yule's seems pretty typical.
It's pretty much the same build every time when he's playing it on safe lane. Just gets Magic Wand, Phase Boots into Midas, and then decides to go for Yule Scepter for extra move speed, survivability, mana regen. Pretty classic build.
By now, it seems like he's been able to get himself up to level 6. He did put the point into Exorcism. Now heads back home. Could decide to just regen everything back up and take that Exorcism to the first tier 1 of their choice. We'll have to see.
Right.
But this is the back end of Fata's Dragon form right now. And they're converging in at that moment. They hit him with the Frostbite. The stun follow-up's there. ADR has a double damage, and that's the end of Fata.
Good rotations by these supports. Crystal Maiden is just in jungle, farming these 2 creep camps, and can just come to mid so easily if needed. Oh, ADR on the run with haste rune and double damage.
This'll come in handy.
Yeah, top lane, they are diving out behind the tower a bit. He's trying to get something set up here now. He lands up the shot, a sonic wave that will connect on 2 of them. Tavo dropping the wall, and they begin to burn their way through both of them as both Pi and Owie will get taken care of. That's 3 straight pickoffs now going the way of SG. Meanwhile, there is pressure coming in from NP towards the mid lane as the Exorcism has been dished out by Envy. Him and Fata.
MSS solo kills the Weaver on bottom. Weaver buys back.
What is happening? Weaver takes the buyback and goes to the mid lane, and that's the second that MP decided to turn it around. That is early money. Going to be chewed through now. Oh, that was the first Echo Slam of the game, it looks like. I would assume, did you catch it? MSS just walks in and dunks him down?
Well, he was being too aggressive. MSS just used Echo Slam and killed him there.
Wow. Don't usually expect that to happen. And it costs a little bit of the momentum that SG were just building up for themselves. They will be able to help things a bit by finishing off that top tier 1 tower and defending the mid tier 1 tower. Actually, it looks like it's so close to being denied, but here comes NP looking to go for that finish. All right, easy pickup for him. And now it's back to the board here for SG. That sets things off for Weaver a little bit. But
yeah, that should not happen on bottom, definitely.
Yeah. Well, how good is that set up things for MSS? Looks like he's going right for a Blink Dagger. 1800 cold already. It's a pretty good head start 4-1.
Whoa, it's gonna be a really fast Blink Dagger.
Owie also is now level 6, so we got birds in action too.
Yeah, we talked about Envy's build, about Midas. This game he decides to actually skip it and goes for like more of a early pressure build with drums. That's the item that is kind of forgotten, still really good. If you want to make pressure early game, gives you some HP and good move speed.
SG on the move, under a smoke, plant a new ward on the high ground, or looking to spot this, but there is a sentry on the other side, and MP are going to be taking that ward down. So the jig is up, SG, and it looks like they're going to have to just take their business elsewhere. And now look at this, NP, they look to go on the move. Exorcism's off cooldown now, so they smoke and maybe look to head out and catch some SG members who are nearby, farming in the jungle. Tavo and Cat. MP head out one direction, and it looks like they will just miss that opportunity, but instead find eyes on the mid lane, maybe some juicier targets. And now the Exorcism going to be unleashed from Envy. Can he get the catch here? Lead in Fisher's going to be there. King RD seems to be in trouble. A Carapace will slow them down a bit, but he does not have too many ways to be able to make it out from this chase. Eventually, Envy will catch up with the benefit of that drums, and they will suck his life right away.
A really questionable ulti from DP there.
Yeah. He was really like, a fight's about to happen. Let me get this out now. But no tier 1 to take down as a follow-up, and after just getting the simple support pickup, he'll just take the rest of that Exorcism to the jungle. Oh, look at this. A step-in comes out from ADR, looking to get catch-up on Fata. They drop down the wall, and now they have the dragon themselves. Oh, a swing and a miss on the Sonic Wave. Will not get the finish onto Fata, but they eventually will bring him down and finish off the Ancient Creep for them.
Yeah, Queen of Pain decided to go for Veil of Discord, just some extra armor against those birds, DK, DP ulti. And they have a good magic damage lineup.
Now they're trying to burn their way through this tier 1 tower after a successful turnaround fight. But now it's going to be NP moving on in. They're not looking to hand this tower over for free. No, they don't have Dragon Form yet or Exorcism, but boom! A lead in from MSS to dunk on the 2 of them, and he deletes them right out of the game. Suddenly 3 will go down as they also blast apart Cat, and it's apparent that maybe SG have not played against an Earthshaker in quite a while, or they were at least not expecting that Blink Dagger to be there ready to go.
Yeah, they didn't expect him to have a 12-minute Blink Dagger, though. They even saved the tower. I mean, it means so much to you when you save that tier 1 tower like that, especially when you have Treant. It's gonna be healed up to full HP. So all the damage you've done is pretty much useless for the past 10 minutes.
And it's not like SG can just kind of take it right back to NP again, because by now this Dragon Form ulti and Death Prophet ulti are going to be up and ready to go. So NP kind of working around those cooldowns nicely. They have a couple of big timer cooldowns, but I guess if you have so many of them, you rotate between using them, you feel like you're always ready to take a fight or at least a defensive stand like that one in the mid lane. So NP just kind of hold themselves back into a good commanding position. It's only 7-7 on the kill count, but the net worth is beginning to trickle back the way of NP.
Yeah, that mid defense with Earthshaker really did a good job for them. They, what, 700 gold only for SG in net worth lead.
But we'll see if they can extend that a bit more. Okay, they're able to kind of already get themselves back into the positive, or at least hold on to what little bits of the positive there are by getting a takedown onto Aoi. His birds will be able to make it out, but a good pick nonetheless, as they have clearly been able to show that King RD's Vendetta is ready to go, and it's going to have to be something that NP do keep tabs on.
Yeah, full mech is finished on Darkseer. SG doesn't have that good Roche lineup, so it's gonna be really hard for them to take it down. Yeah. Only thing they have is like bugs from Weaver for that extra minus armor. And that's pretty much it. On the
Pie's
other hand,
gone.
you have DK.
They jump on the Pie in the mid lane, tier 1, right behind the tower, as MP show themselves pushing in the bottom lane. Just a quick hit job. Oh, but Envy wants to make a fight happen. Spots out C14 and does manage to burst him apart before he could TP out. If SG were able to make it away totally, that could have been a very unfortunate exorcism. I mean, even just the exorcism for just a Crystal Maiden and now farming again is kind of, okay, well, it was used. But no follow-up fight, no bigger objectives going to be taken with it.
Yeah, but judging by the items on NP side, they want to pressure as much as possible early on. Seems like they want to fight at like around 20-minute mark, go as 5.
I mean, no Midases.
Yeah, there's not a single Midas this game.
Yeah, that definitely is a good clue right there that this is not your normal Dota game, and that these guys are looking to pressure, but multiple exorcisms and not taking towers with them is, I don't know, a little concerning if you want to have a pressure kind of a lineup. But we're only 16 minutes into this one, and the NP lineup hasn't really hit their, final form, if you will. So we'll see how they continue to evolve that direction. But for SG's sake, the Weaver HFN, we've seen this story before. He kind of just sleeps his way through the game and then becomes a force to be reckoned with later on.
Yeah, the guy is always involved in kills, at least 70% of the kills most of the time. And he's kind of quite silent. You don't see him doing some super flashy plays, but always has tons of items.
Yeah, he's a good, consistent farmer and very proactive. Pie back in Viz now. They scan and walk on over. They're not going to catch anyone from SG, it would appear. King RD and company have already headed out the other direction, and we'll go back to their side for their farming period. Tavo to the bottom lane. You already talked about the mech he's picking up, and he's not going to be going for anything like a Blink Dagger right away, it would appear. He's just going to get even more utility for himself, or his team rather, by pushing towards probably getting the pipe pickup.
Yeah, they need it because of that Earthshaker pick. That's only, everything is magical damage from him. So, besides Totem, but he doesn't use it that much in a fight, and also against dual bred Crypt Swarm. So, and look at AUI. He also goes for that build from Envy, drums.
Yeah, he also has drums queued up. Interesting. That just says even more that they're looking to go. C4T gets a finish onto MSS here as the bottom lane, the pressure's on in with the wall already committed. They're going to look to follow it up for a tier 1 tower. And as this happens, they're also pressuring the top lane as they make their approach for Owie right now. He's forced to dish out the stuns from the birds to keep himself alive. Can he make it out? A root comes in from Pi, and it's going to force ADR to step off. King RD is looking to keep moving forward. Can't quite catch the stun. He turns around. There's Soul Submission, but ADR will leapfrog over him and get the finish onto Owie. Now looking to make it out with his life. Can he do so? Another double stun to come out from those birds. And now Envy shows him Exorcism. There goes the vacuum pullback. The freezing field's there from Cat, and it does a lot of work, but now MSS also coming to play. Drops down the fissure, swings it above, and is able to get the takedown of Tavo. With the assistance coming in from Evie. HFN, though, now looking to come to play. Hunts down MSS. Fata hits him with a Dragon Tail. They turn it around. They try to lock him with the Echo, and they get it. He can't get the time-lapse off, and he's going to get finished. ADR could also meet the same fate, and he will. Smacked on the backside by MSS. This one's done for, and it's going for MP.
Queen of Pain was staying so long in those fights with practically 200 HP, got 2 kills with just Blink and Scream of Pain going back. He missed one on the Earthshaker, and they managed to lock down that Weaver. If he pulled the time-lapse, it would have been kind of a different for SG.
They timed it out so well, though, with all those stuns and conveniently having the Echo Slam within that moment. And Weaver just had that little bit of extra life. It could have been a whole different situation, but they managed to get him down, and MP hold on to that one, and it helps a bit. Where is that button? For some reason I couldn't remember my graph button here. Still, though, it's SG winning the farming game, it would appear, holding about that 4K net worth advantage, as MP continue to be the ones kind of finding their way into staying relevant, you know, for their push-heavy objective kind of a lineup. I'm still seeing lots of Tier 1 standing, and a moment for when they're really going to begin to unleash. Ooh, look at this. HFN on the hunt for Pi. Doesn't get the swarm on the other direction, but he does catch him with the dust, and that means King RD can help set up the rest. And that is going to be a nice pick off of a tree.
What a play from HFN. He has the dust in inventory, which is not really common for Weaver to pick it. And he uses a scan, reveals Treant Protector there. Also, he went for Midas. He says, I'm on top of the net worth. I'm still gonna go for Midas to continue to be there. Oh, mid. Okay, they're actually going for Roche.
Yeah, Exorcism committed for it, and it looks like they have enough to be able to burst on through. The rotations are coming from SG, but it looks like it's going to be coming a bit too late. The Roche is already down. Look who's at the high ground. Fata jumps right up and in there, looking to get the burst and takedown of the Darkseer, and he's not going to be getting anything off. He gets dropped down. Pylite Eye looking to move in, follow up with the root. King RD gets locked in his place while ADR is able to right-click down the first life of Envy. Fata, though, returns fire, gets the finish on King RD. Envy's back to play, but HFN has gone to work and has cleaned up the back lines, including Pi. Now he's looking to slither out the other direction. He's one of 2 survivors between him and HFN. Does look like he will run out the other side, but he does have a TP on cooldown. He's able to create enough space, it would seem, but MSS is right there. Oh, he pinged it. Oh, MSS. Actually almost gets him with the fissure. But
they
he's
lost
out of there.
They lost the Aegis there, but got the Roche Gold and got some good kills on Darkseer, Nyx, and Crystal Maiden. This is the timing where NP lineup is strong for the next 10 to 15 minutes with the item builds they made. Envy and DK both have Blink and are working towards their BKBs. The next 2 or 3 minutes they're gonna be like super ready to fight.
Uh-oh, MSS trying to hide within the trees, but look who's in there to spot him. It's King RD. He actually misses the stun. The jump in's there from ADR. MSS waiting before he can turn, but the silence comes out from ADR, but they put their attention onto him, and they're looking to stun him apart, and they get him taken down. The follow-up silence is also coming out. Vacuum wall counterplay is there, coming out from SG, as they take it right back to NP. They're going to get shoved within the trees. C4T looks to step in, but he's getting ran down by the birds. Echo's going to be there from MSS. Can they lock down the Weaver again with the silence? He can't time-lapse, and he's done. NP have been able to hold on. He buys back and time-lapses himself back into the fight, and he's going to help get the finish. MSS is going to get dropped, and the rest of MP will have to run. Envy, the only survivor. SG buying out everything just to get the finish on that fight.
Wow. Again, Tavo with some big clutch plays on that Darkseer. Once again, Weaver with a buyback. Right now, Weaver sitting on 9k net worth, but he doesn't deal that much damage in team fights. And they can lock him down really easily. We saw it like 2 times already. Silence and Blink DK really hurts.
The silence has really been doing something else. We've seen a couple of times now that he has just been locked in certain trouble. Same with the Queen of Pain too. The turnaround play with Envy stepping in with his silence has been really tough, and we'll have to see the Queen of Pain finish out this BKB and get something defensively to be able to deal with it. Weaver obviously doing the same.
He has a BKB queued up. Like he needs a defensive item like right now. A lot of fights going on, and there's going to be a lot of fights in the next few minutes because NP wants to push, wants to fight.
Yeah, NP are going to look to do what they can, I'd imagine, whenever those ults are all off cooldown. 40 for the Echo at the moment. Dragon Forms up, Exorcism up. NP could look to come together here, and top tier 1 is still standing, and then a movement forward for tier 2s, whatever they got to do. A quota is there for NP with the draft they laid for themselves. They just are going to have to make sure the ball keeps rolling.
Well, MSS with Shadow Blade right now. He's super farmed. He's in 14 out of 18 kills, and with that Shadow Blade, he will be able to land some good ults.
I wasn't sure if he was going to go for the Shadow Blade, or we also have seen the Force Staff sometimes. Ags is super clowny, but Shadow Blade, yeah. It offers a great way to move in for the initiation if they want to insta echo, if he wants to even get off a harder right click, let's say, with the enchant totem.
Yeah, just get Crystallis right now and go for
it. Crit shaker, that's the dream.
They want to smoke.
And they will go. Mid lane is Tavo at the moment. He's got his pipe all done, and he's looking to move into a Medallion Solar Crest. But, uh-oh, poor Cat. She will be the gank tanker on this one. You lose your support, but you avoid what could have been a catastrophe if MP are able to approach you with a huge team fight like that. But look at this on the other side of the globe. They got the lockdown onto ADR, a stun setup from Fata, and with the silence follow-up, he cannot escape. That BKB thirst is just there for sure. So they'll get at least something for their troubles.
MSS blocked himself. He couldn't get in the forest with that Fissure. Queen of Pain also needs a defensive item. Yeah, there it is. BKB queued up. It's really hard to fight into Earthshaker, Dragon Knight, and that silence.
They're just stalling right now. Push those side lanes. Force MP to jump up and down the map. Anywhere but forward. That way SG are going to be allocated that kind of time to build up those defensive items. But as you can hear, the Exorcism's out. A jumping Echo's going to be there. Can they burst through the Weaver? With a silence they can. Good head start for MP on this one, and they'll follow it up with a superb takedown of King RT too. Oh man, MP, just like that. They get their movement in, and now we're going to be following up with a push on the tier 2.
Yeah, with Arcane Rune being picked, it is just a matter of time when he wants to use it right away.
They just got a hold of HFA. Can they get a hold of ADR too? For back-to-back kills? Oh, barely able to blink out away from the trouble. The counter vacuum wall freezing field will help fend them off and get the takedown of Pi. But my goodness, that Queen of Pain barely able to make it out. Meanwhile, Fata gets the finish on the bottom tier 2.
Yeah, that pipe and Guardian Greaves saved the Queen of Pain right there. Managed to get a kill on Treant Protector. The Treant Protector is really piss poor this game. He's playing the position 5 and letting Visage get the items. I'm not sure if who bought that gem, but there's a Solar Crest on Visage and another 1k gold.
Yeah, he's getting pretty loaded right now. Pi doesn't have to worry about much. If he gets himself to level 15, he gets some extra money in his talent, I guess. But just being the ward guy right now and bringing in that intel plus some living armor is good enough. That's an alt chat right there, Envy.
Not sure what
Agent 5624. Sounds like he's been upgraded. We'll see how long this game ends up going. That's not
Worthy
even a
tribute.
Roche timer. I don't even know what that was. Okay.
Maybe he predicted what's the timing on when the game is gonna end.
Yes, that's. I don't know. Whatever. Look at this, Vata.
Or maybe the
room.
amount of animes that he watched.
There's the move. We got King RD. They'll silence him up. He's walking away. One more click. Can they get it? He has to go to Dragon Form to be able to get the finish, but that's both supports. And the ghosts are out.
Dire's
And they're
middle
making the
tower
move in.
is
This
under
is
attack.
going to be some easy destructive
middle
tower work
tower
between
is
the
under
Exorcism
attack.
and the Dragon. Frantic
No,
SG move to top the lane as fast as they can.
There are no creeps on mid lane.
Radiant's top tower is under
You are right,
attack.
sir. They can't even push that tower. So they pull off and go top instead, where they're going to be able to get off the dunk and the kill. Well, they're getting kills at least. But you're right. Pushing forward for the objectives is a bit of a different take here. But they TP back now. The wave's coming. And now they'll be able to at least to do a little bit of peppering.
Did Envy took down the tier 1 on top? I didn't see. Probably yes. He just went in there with
Radiant's middle
no
tower
backdoor
is under
protection.
attack.
So at least they'll get one tower for themselves, a top tier one. And then they pull away. It's good. Taking down the Queen of Pain helps a lot. SG take a shot on the chin there. But how are these defensive items coming, more importantly? 10-second BKB is there for the Weaver. But Queen of Pain is continuing to be, you know, brought down nearly twice now, almost 3 times straight. But her BKB is being put off. Do you think that they're going to be fine with just dealing with the Weaver, or do they need to? Okay, well, looks like I'll get my answer, Lacoste. They've already smoked and they're going on the move.
No, it's not up yet. They're scouting for the birds.
There's some 100 gold. But yeah, MP are obviously going to be knowing what the hell's happening over here.
They need to invest in a lot of sentries right now. SG, there is one Shadow Blade and a Treant Protector, but there's a gem on Visage.
They could. Are they going to smoke up on top of this hill? MSS has Echo Slam available. Oh, they're going to go for it towards the mid lane. And thinking about heading towards the high ground. Oh, unleashing the Exorcism. He gets Pain, but another jump will be there right on top of the head of the Queen of Pain. She gets quickly taken out, and now a follow-up stun connection onto King RD will get him. Cat's also got to go. MP just formulate a good game plan and a good timing to strike, and they find their victim.
Oh, and they just checked Roche. Roche will be up
10
in 15 seconds. Yeah.
They have to wait a bit longer, but it looks like they'll just go down this mid lane full steam ahead before doubling back for the Roche.
Dire's courier has
Envy
been
actually
killed.
going to be heading all the way up towards the top lane. Meanwhile,
Radiant's
though,
middle
look at
tower
this.
is under
HFN
attack.
from way back in behind actually catches a secret shop courier path, I guess. Takes down the courier.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
A lot of courier kills today.
Yeah, right? 2 in this game
This is,
again. 5 in the past one.
And
So-
2 in the one. That's 9 career kills in 3 games.
American Dota very bad with the couriers. That's what we're learning. Nah, as King RT here in the lane nearby.
Oh,
Farming his
Arcane
way out a
Rune.
bit, but yeah, Arcane Rune is great on nearly everyone on MP though. Let's be honest here.
It's best Dragonite rune. It's best DP rune.
I mean, even Earthshaker would love to dunk with an Arcane. That'd be pretty cool. Here, though, SG are still just trying to play with the clock. You could tell that the moment that MP's lineup really started coming together and they had all the levels available to them, a Blink Dagger was online for their Earthshaker. They've been pretty much go, 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 as was expected. It's just SG have been caught by so many of these approaches from MP that it's been making it so hard for them to be able to hold on to some decent income and build up the items necessary to fend off all the troubles that MP are bringing. But there's still time in this game to be able to do so.
Next Assassin said it's enough. He bought a gem and has a 4-staff ready. And they don't want to get initiated on. Every time they lost a fight, it was because of a good initiation from NP. And the BKB is up on Queen of Pain right now. So it's a 2 10 seconds BKBs ready.
We'll see if this is what SG have been waiting for this whole time, because those silences have been just the kryptonite to their lineup, especially on that Queen of Pain, unfortunately. But now with the BKB, things could change a bit. They begin their march.
There's also BKB on Earthshaker finished and the full pipe on Visage. SG doesn't have a right-click damage besides Weaver, and some in Queen of Pain, and the Wall illusions, but I'm not sure it's enough for them to actually win a fight. They need to pull like a 4-man Vacuum Wall to win a fight. There's a scan coming out from Radiant. They know where NP is.
Just what I've been waiting for.
And the second they get that scan, they pull all the way back and pop a smoke. And I'm curious to see where their new approach is going to be. Down just under the Roche pit. King RD has been spotted. He has that gem. He's forced to pop the Carapace, so they're going to look to go for the follow-up. Fauna heads up to the high ground, looking to cut him off, but King RD, nice defensive move, is able to force across into the low ground towards his team. Ugh, very close right there.
Ooh.
That could have been the gem. But they hold their high ground positioning, and MP are not going to go in any deeper. SG, you could tell they're valuing the next fight very highly. They didn't just throw themselves carelessly into the MP jungle once they got a good scan in trying to take a fight. They wanted to reapproach with a lot more insight so that they can make this fight count with those fresh BKBs. Because a follow-up with a good fight could also mean the Roche and pretty much the rest of the momentum for this fight. Oh, Envy heads in with an illusion. Nothing going to be baited from it, though. But HFN will show himself by the pit, and now MP are going to head that direction to react accordingly. Fonta's already had his Dragon Form committed. There they make their move in. They're going to get the stun catch onto Cat. A jump in, though, comes out. ADR's committed his BKB, and then has to walk the other direction. Now they're going to get the catch with the root. HFN trying to right-click his way towards Envy, but Envy's taking, like, no damage at all. He's just sucking all of the life right back, and they're able to easily wipe the floor with SG. And now the final survivors in these cores who had already committed those precious new defensive items are just trying to run for their life to stay alive.
Oh, can MSS get him? If he tries to stay...
Oh, he dunks right on top of his head. He's going to hit him with the totem punch and force out the time lapse. MSS not looking to come into the Fisher right away. Accidentally sidesteps the bugs and will be able to TP out. And that means that NP can move themselves into the pit and claim the Aegis, which is rightfully theirs.
SG doesn't have enough damage to deal with all the heals from NP's side. I mean, the DP just goes in. She doesn't care about the damage because of the Spirit Siphon and the Train Protector heal plus pipe, some Solar Crest. Yeah. When next DP ulti is ready, they're just gonna go for tier 3 towers.
It's hard to say whether there was something that SG could have done to play this one a bit differently, or if MP just played their lineup so well once it was, you know, had really come online. You know, is it... I hate to like try to pinpoint anything, but you know, Midas being picked up on the Weaver, is that going a bit too greedy for how the game ended up panning out, or do you think that was still the right approach and still something SG can kind of hope to bank on a late kind of a game?
Well, if they manage to take a good fight in base with the Vacuum Wall, that's their only thing they can do. But the problem is that NP moved really well with some good smokes and that early Earthshaker blink.
Yeah.
They had so much lockdown. I mean, once they had no vision on NP, and that's why they were losing those fights. Once they initiate, pretty much they kill 1 or 2 heroes, and it's hard to fight into Exorcism after that.
and those pickoffs, that like Blink Dagger Earthshaker debut and all those jumps were not just on like supports. Yeah, they got supports too, but they were able to get a hold of like HFN multiple times. They were able to lock down ADR multiple times, which is the amount of silence they had, and they just were not able to build into the items they desperately needed this game fast enough. So it's great they have their defensive items now, but now you see that they're throwing pillows at the team. They're like scrambling to even get a hold of some birds here. While they do that is when MP look to strike. An immediate move comes out from Vata, getting the jump onto King RD. Attempted freezing field is going to get quickly canceled out, and this is where MP could be going in for the jugular. They just wipe through SG, taking down 3, and they're going to go up into the high ground and put the work in on for the tier 3 too. But look who gets caught. It's going to be the Queen of Pain, and this one could be over soon, Lacoste.
Yeah, it is time to call it. Fata with Daedalus, level 25, DK, Mjolnir. I mean, they can't even take down that Aegis on DK.
That is going to be 1 racks down, and it looks to be the game here. Very clean from NP, and game number 1. The Death Prophet pushing lineups weren't really working out so well for them yesterday, but today seems to be a different day. And go ahead.
Yeah, they did something differently besides item builds. They wanted to pressure early on, so he skipped Midas, which is very smart of Envy. Build that drums, also another drums on Visage, and some early game items from also DK, like Armlet. Also, he could have gone for Midas as well, which we see from time to time. But that DK pick with DP and also that Earthshaker pick was really genius.
Earthshaker, welcome back, my friend. Been a while, and I'm always a big fan of the Dunkage. And I don't know, something about seeing that Earthshaker come out and knowing that Mojo was going to play it, I knew I was going to be in for a special treat, and we all were. MP, very, very good game number 1. A little concerning now. SG Esports, you know, they got Tavo back, they got their team together again, but that is not how you want to be starting out your series, and suddenly they find themselves just 1 game away from being eliminated at the Summit 7, while we have MP just 1 win away from moving on and facing Thunderbirds in that lower bracket final. I don't want to speak too soon, though. We got more Dota ahead, so let's cut to a small break. Dakota and Lacoste will be back for game number 2.